Assalamu alaikum students. I hope that you all are doing well and are safe and sound at your homes. Welcome back to the second lesson of Halqah, in which we are going to process along with the chapter number 7 that we have started in our last lesson, the first lesson of these online sessions. So in the last lesson we were doing the definitions, the contextual, the literal meanings of istanja, that is basically called as the etiquettes and manners of using the toilet. And then we have read about the explanations, the details regarding that topic, and then we also learn about those specific etiquettes and manners that are being suggested to us by the Islam or by the societal aspects or the perspectives. Now we are going to process along the same topic with in the same chapter in this class also, so that we can take an analysis of what we have read in the last lesson, and do you all get what I have taught you. And so before heading towards the main topic or the main event of today's lesson, we will process along with the quick recap so that I can explain what I have taught you in the last lesson, and then it will be easy for you people to understand and to answer the questions that I am going to ask in this video from all of you. Are you ready? Everyone say yes. Okay, so I hope that you all are energetic, you all are vigilant, and you all are enough active to understand what I am saying and to grasp the concept which I am trying to give you all, and then to recall what we have read in the last lesson. Okay, so we have read about the istanja, and the istanja is basically called as the etiquettes and manners of using the toilet. And what I have told you is that what istanja is basically that whenever you relieve yourselves after using the toilet, you have to make sure that you are clean from all the najasa. And this practice of cleaning yourselves after using the toilet is basically called as what? Istanja. Yes, right. So you know that it is very important for a Muslim, for a person, for your personal hygiene, and from the Islamic aspect and from the societal aspect, it's very necessary for you to clean up yourself in a proper way so that you can ensure health. Okay, you can ensure cleanliness, you can ensure purity, you can ensure a good self well-being. And for that purpose, all these etiquettes and manners of using the toilet are necessary, because they are considered the basic manners of hygiene for a person. Okay, you are doing it for yourself, you are doing it for your own body, you are doing it for your own health, and it's very necessary. It's not something that you can miss or you can skip. It should be compulsory on yourselves. You need to make it compulsory on yourselves that you have to clean yourselves properly after leaving yourselves after using the toilet, or whatever you want to use, water, tissue papers, and other necessaries, other toiletries that you want, and you feel like that your body needs that, or you feel like that you're comfortable using them, and you have all the resources to use them to make yourself clean, hygienic, refreshing, good smelling, then you need to use them. Okay, these are all the resources, all the things that you think that your body needs, your mind says that they require because you want to stay healthy, clean, neat, purified, and these are the specific things that can purify your body, that can clean your body, except the water. But the water is the most necessity, is the major component that is being suggested by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that you should use water when you are relieving ourselves, and when you are in the toilet, you should need to use the water so that your body should be properly cleaned. Okay, that's the perspective that has been taught us by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also that it is very compulsory. It is compulsory, and a Muslim should ensure that he or she, whatever, cleans themselves using toilet paper or water, as I have just said. But wherever, from which thing, by using which thing you are comfortable and you think your body is well cleaned, you need to use it. But preferably water is required, water is preferred. Okay, so using water to clean ourselves in the toilet is the teaching of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and thus should be the way of every Muslim, because whatever our Prophet, our beloved Prophet, has ever taught us was the best way to resolve any problem, to make code of life, to make a living, a good living. So it's better to follow his teachings in every task, in everything, whatever you people want to do and you all are actually doing. If you're doing it in a wrong way, then you need to understand, to learn what he has taught us like 1400 years ago, which is still applicable in this modern world. And even the modern world accepts all his teachings. What he has taught was the best way out of all, in every term, in every manner, whether it's the etiquettes of using the toilet, whether it's etiquettes of eating, drinking, sitting, sleeping, changing, working, and everything associated to our basic life, because he taught us the Islam, and Islam is the basic code of our life. And if we say that Islam is the basic code of our life, then we have to follow the teaching that Islam has been teaching us and is still teaching us through Holy Quran, through all the hadith that our Prophet ﷺ has left for us, and all the aspects and all the sunnahs what he has left for us to follow. Okay. Then also there's a thing that we should not leave the toilet in a rush. Okay. In a rush, but instead we should take time in making sure that the areas that needs to be cleaned after leaving oneself are well cleaned or not, okay, and free from any sign of najasa. If you feel like that you are done and then you feel like that your body is well clean, there is no najasa with your body, you can purify yourselves for the wudu, for the prayer, and for anything else that is considered as holy. And for that purpose, and for a specific one that needs to be cleaned yourself, if you are well ensure the fact that your body is all free from all the najasa, you can get out of the toilet. But there is no need to rush and leave the toilet in a hurry, because and a proper insurity is necessary for that specific task. We should remember that for our prayers, that to be accepted, when we need to be clean and free from any najasa on our body or clothes, there should not be any urine drop in your body, on your body or on your clothes, because that will definitely going to create a clash in between your purity, because you will be confused over the fact that whether your body is purified or not. You need to make sure that you are completely done, you're completely clean, and then you get up. Okay. Always remember that Allah loves those to make an extra effort to ensure that they are always clean. This is one of the basic teachings of Islam, and Islam has been given to us by Allah Almighty, and definitely He loves all those who follows the teachings of Islam and who definitely cleans themselves, because Allah Ta'ala ने कुरान में कई बार फरमाया है ये चीज़ कि सफाई निस्फ ईमान है. If a thing that is being considered the half of your faith, the half of your deen, the major aspect of your deen, then you all need to make sure that you are following that thing. Means if it's completing half of your deen just because you are cleaning yourselves, and it's giving benefit to your body, it's giving benefit to your health. If providing benefit to our health is also providing us providing us the following of the major teachings of Islam, then what else we require? Okay, now we will move towards those basic etiquettes that we have discussed in the last class, and then we will be doing the question answer sessions from all those, and you all will be answering them. Okay. So we will quickly list down all those etiquettes that we have read in the last lesson. First one of them was we should always enter the toilet with the left foot. As I suggested to people that you are supposed to enter the toilet with the left foot and leave the toilet with the right foot. Got it? Enter the toilet with the left foot and leave it with the right foot. These are the basic teachings of Islam. Okay, and you need to follow it. There must be some certain specification or certain background after that, before then you are supposed to do that. Okay, enter the toilet with the left foot and leave the toilet with the right foot, and then we should not try our best not to face the Qibla while leaving ourselves. There are some certain aspects associated to that Qibla aspect. Means that you should not do any task, anything, should not leave yourselves by facing the Qibla, because it is considered as a sin somehow, and it's not as a major sin or considered as a sin, but it's considered wrong with the aspect or perspective of Islam, or also with the aspect of basically that. And then you should not eat, drink or talk in the toilet. That is the very basic manner of hygiene, that you should not eat at all, drink at all in the toilet, and you are not allowed to talk in the toilet, because you're not allowed to take your phones with yourselves in the toilet, because that's very unhygienic. And you're not supposed to talk in the toilet. Constantly talk with the person who is outside and who's asking questions. Ask him, tell him that I'm in the toilet, let me come back, let me get out of it, and then we will talk. And then you're not supposed to, you should not supposed to know, you should not take your phone until and unless there is an emergency, or there is a specific requirement of yourself that you're supposed to take the phone with you in the toilet. Then you are allowed to, but in that rare cases, because that's very unhygienic even for your body, and it's not good, considered as good with the aspect of Islam or the perspective of Islam too. Okay? So move along. We should not recite any dua or verse in the Quran in the toilet. Okay, you are supposed to recite the verses or the dua that is being taught to us. That is a specific dua to enter the toilet. Okay, and you're supposed to read aloud it, and any verse that you feel like that you need it to recite it for the protection of your body, then you are supposed to read it. And then in the toilet you're not supposed to read any dua or any verse or recite any verse of the Quran. Okay, then we should not take anything with the name of Allah inscribed on it into the toilet. As I have told you in the last lesson that there are some pendant, there are some accessories, the jewelry pieces or other things that are being inscribed with the name of Allah, the Prophet, or any carvings of consisting of the ayats, the verses, the duas. You're not supposed to take it into the toilet, because that is considered wrong. Okay, that's very disrespectful in the terms of Islam, because these are some holy names, the holy verses, the holy duas that is considered pure, holy, and are supposed to give you the protection, not to be disrespected. Okay, then if you are wearing a locket made up of locket in the form of the shape of the Kaaba, and you are taking it into the toilet, that is considered a sin. And if you are wearing some kind of bracelet or earrings, anything that is being inscribed with any holy word or holy letter, you should not take it into the washroom. Okay, you should take it out of your body before entering into the toilet, and then you can enter in. We should not, and then we should ensure that no one sees us when we are using toilet, because that is basic etiquette and manners. Like, how would it feel like if somebody is seeing or peeping in your toilet when you are inside? So it's better so that you are well ensured that no one sees you when you are using the toilet, when you are in the toilet. And there should be some differentiation between whether you are outside the toilet and whether you are inside the toilet. Then you need to make sure that you are well covered and well protected, and it feels safe. Okay, now we will move towards the basics questions. There are like 2 questions that needs to be answered regarding this topic in the chapter. I am writing those questions on the board, and you all are suggested to find out all the meanings from the I said meanings, to find the answers of those questions from the your chapter, and then we are supposed to move along. I will also once recall them, as I have already told you people in past 13 minutes or the past along with a recap. Then you people can easily process along with that. Okay, so first question what we are going to write on the board is that define and explain what is istanja. These are the 2 questions that you're supposed to write on your notebook too, after giving the title heading and then making the title page. Okay, let's move on towards the question answer sessions. Are you ready? I hope that you all are ready. Say yes after me and ensure that you all are present and active in the class. Can we move along? Are you all ready? Okay, that's fine, that's great. Let's move on. Okay, so the question number 1 that we are going to do is define and explain what is istanja. Okay, you all are supposed to write it in your notebooks, the specific notebooks, by mentioning date, day. You're not supposed to mention class 5 over that. You're supposed to write class work. And then chapter number 7 istanja, the etiquettes and manners of using the toilet. Okay, the question number 1 that is under consideration is define and explain what is istanja. Okay, Okay. So this is question number 1, and you all are supposed to write the answer of this question explaining, define and explain what is istinja. So what do you think istinja is? Earlier people told you that after leaving yourselves by using the toilet, you all are supposed to clean yourself properly by using water or by using a tissue paper. That is considered as istinja. So in the contextual meaning, you are supposed to write istinja is basically called as the etiquettes and manners of using the toilet, as I have mentioned it here. And then when you are supposed to explain it, you will be writing that after leaving ourselves by using the toilet, we all are supposed to clean ourselves properly, and this process of cleaning is called as istinja, right? What it is called? It is called as istinja. Okay, got my point? So you are supposed to write the answer in this way. Then first of all, you are going to explain in the form of definition that istinja is basically the manners and etiquettes of using the toilet, and then you are supposed to explain it well in the form of kind of an explanation what is the process. Got it? Okay, so let's move on towards the question number 2. Okay, for the question number 2, what we are going to do is we have to list 5 etiquettes and manners that a Muslim should have when using the toilet. So everybody please recall all those manners that we have discussed in the previous lesson, and we have also discussed in the starting couple of minutes of this continuity of this lesson, and I am writing the question on the board, and you are supposed to write it in your notebooks and then mention and list all the the manners and etiquettes that we have discussed in your notebooks by mentioning the points in the form of points. So let's move on with the question, that is list 5 etiquettes and manners that a Muslim should have when using the toilet. Then you all are supposed to list those etiquettes and manners that you think a Muslim should have when using the toilet. What I have told you that you all are supposed to enter the toilet. The first one we discussed is to enter the toilet with the left foot and leave it with the right foot. Recite the dua before entering the toilet that is being taught to you. Do not recite any dua or any verse of the Quran while you are in the toilet. Do not take anything that is being inscribed with the name of Allah, any holy words, dua or any holy name over it into the toilet, because it is considered very disrespectful, and you are supposed to not face the Qibla while cleaning yourself, and you need to clean yourself properly and make sure that you are well clean, and you should not leave the washrooms or the toilets in a hurry. And then when you come back out of the toilet, you need to come out with using the right foot, and then after coming out of the toilet, you're supposed to read the dua of leaving the toilet in order to protect yourself from all the bad evils or the najasa that is being in a toilet. Okay, so we are going to list all those in a bullet form here. You're supposed to write them in proper points. I'm just writing the bullet points so that you can have an idea of the fact that what we are going to make those points. Okay, आपने पूरे के पूरे points लिखने हैं. I'm just writing or enlisting those points in a bullet form. You are supposed to make a proper line out of those points. Okay, so the first one we have is that I have highlighted, and you're supposed to make the proper lines out of it. You're supposed to mention the complete lines. These are the takers for you. You're supposed to mention those complete ones. Okay, got my point? So yeah, that's it for today's lesson, and now I'm going to tell you what your people are supposed to do as your home task. So this is your diary, and I hope that you all got what I have told you in your today's lesson. And if there is any confusion or anything that needs to be asked, we will discuss it in the regular session, or you can ask me. So that's it for today's lesson. Take care of yourselves till we meet in the next class. Allah Hafiz.